Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Strompcast, episode 212. We are back, and we are back with a win, which is always good. But before we get into that, let me introduce you to my co-host. First, got the main man, Danny. How you doing today, man?
Doing good. A little cold up here in Canada. Rocking, though, on purpose, this kid here to symbolize, Nacional a few years ago in the dirt, in the mud. Chaves, the conditions, we're a little better, but not much better. Maybe
it's hard
a
to do
direct
worse
correlation.
than the island conditions.
Yeah, it is, especially in the middle of a hurricane or whatever it was. But it looked similar. It's giving me that vibe. I don't want to say it yet. But maybe the Sterlinga may or may not be back. But,
how does Sterlingas?
Just saying. But yeah, glad to be on for another pod, boys.
I just realized I gave the wrong little graphic there. So you got the real one now. So it's all good. Next up is Richard. How you doing today, man?
I'm good.
Again.
Yeah. Geez Louise, Sam. I know it's been a minute, but no, I'm good. It's been a little colder in my end. We got blasted with snow the last week. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not in Alberta. So you can keep it minus 40 degrees. But yeah, we got blasted with snow the last few days. Even today we got some snow. But yeah, I'm happy. We got a good win. Very awful conditions. That was I think everybody thought this is the Nacional game from a few years ago.
I feel like it's rained a lot of games for us this year.
We've had a lot of crappy weather games this season. Like, they tell us we mustn't forget because it's raining. I'm like, bro, it's always raining. It feels like we've had a lot of crappy weather games. But yeah, big win. I was surprised it was a 3-0 win. I thought it was going to be like a 1-0 shithouse, so I'll take it.
Let me just quickly get my conspiracy hat on. There's a lot of conspiracies going around that the government controls the weather, and I think that is true in Portugal.
Danny also believes the birds work for the bourgeoisie.
Yep. Birds are bro, have you ever seen a bird?
Birds aren't real.
Have you ever seen a baby pigeon? That's what I'm saying.
Nope.
Them shit's always fully grown.
True.
And last but not least, we got Christian. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. Yeah, we also got some snow. Nothing too crazy. I think 3 inches maybe. I did have to shovel it though, so enough that it accumulated on the ground. I had to move it. But yeah, nothing crazy. Now it's just supposed to be cold, I think, the rest of the week. But I think you guys probably got it a bit worse.
We got about 1.5 feet, almost 2 feet the last since Saturday.
Yeah, that'll do it. I'll do it. And now I guess the problem is now it's kind of a cold blast, so it just doesn't go away. It just kind of stays now. But yeah, it is what it is. A game that it ended up being pretty comfortable. It could have been sketchier if we kept missing chances like we did in the first 30 minutes. But we took care of business. And then in relation to Danny's point about 2020, I guess, I feel like that season, we had not a huge lead, but we had a lead for a lot of the time, and we were just kind of hoping that we didn't get caught. This one's a bit different because it kind of feels like we're just in a dead heat with Benfica until the end. So not exactly the exact same circumstances for me, but obviously it's a title race, and we're not in it every year, so we're in it this year.
Yeah. Take it.
Yeah. Definitely, I'd say 3 inches of snow is quite big. Even maybe say someone.
Hey, we got like.
It's the most snow in the last 2 years that this area has gotten. So.
Yeah, we got the tiniest. It didn't sit or anything. Probably for about an hour. So we're good here for now.
Ours is here to stay.
Yeah, hopefully we don't get any. But yeah, follow myself there. But most importantly, make sure you follow All Things Alvalade, all social media platforms and all podcast platforms. So without further ado, I guess we'll get straight into the game against Chaves, which is a 3-0 win. And I don't want to toot my own horn, but I guessed all the 3 goal scorers by just saying how shit they were in the first half. And then
you didn't have all predictions, did you?
No, I didn't know. But yeah, it was crazy. As soon as I tweeted that, I felt like I think Paulinho scored almost straight after, and then obviously
almost
Trincao.
immediately.
They were. Everyone that you said was shit though. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
it
also
wasn't
worked.
it wasn't a bad shout, you know.
I thought it was pretty spot on, but typically it comes to bite me in the
They
arse.
they saw Sam's tweet halftime, took that shit personally.
Inspired, bro.
When in the Arsenal documentary when Arteta shows like the Ivan Toney tweet, that's what Amorim showed them at half time.
Yeah, it became personal with them.
But yeah, let me check out the lineups. We've got a Dan in goal, Eduardo Quaresma, Inacio, Mateus Reis, Esgaio, Nuno Santos, Pedro Gonzalez, Hjulman, Trincao, Paulinho, Gyökeres. Off the bench, Coates, Bragança, Isugo, and Neto. Chris, I'll start off with you. What are your overall thoughts on the game?
I mean, I guess overall, I can't really complain too much about this game. Chaves is in last place, so I guess that should be acknowledged. The season's not going that great for them. And, I guess a scenario where like the weather isn't great, I like to think that it probably benefits Chaves more than us. If it allows them it gives them better conditions to just kind of like break the game. They really had nothing going forward. That Hector, the Spanish dude, Hector Hernandez, maybe is his name. He's been decent for them this season. I think he's got like 8 goals or something like that in the league. But I mean, they just couldn't do anything. They couldn't really get anything going. Couldn't hold the ball long enough to like get enough players in attack. We could have won this game by more. Pot missed like 0.9 xg on like 3 great chances himself. The one chance where he was one-on-one. Oh, by the way, what a horrible pass by the center back. Doesn't even look like he even like looks up. It's so casual.
I mean, you have to give credit to the pitch at least. If that was a normal pitch, you can sort of forgive it.
Pitch, he probably gets to where he wants
maybe,
to go,
but yeah, I mean that's just horrible. He got it about halfway to where he needed to get it.
Yeah.
And that chance alone had a 0.5 xg. I just saw that and I was looking through the match report on goal point. But yeah, I mean, it's frustrating for Gyökeres, I guess. I'm sure again, that's 2 games in a row where it's like kind of frustrating for him. But I guess we'll talk about the Paulinho goal because I'd say that's probably the most controversial moment.
Yeah.
It does open the scoring for us,
Right at halftime too.
Yeah, right at halftime, which is, kind of a backbreaker for Chaves. Maybe it's different if that doesn't go in, but I like to think that it probably would have been a similar outcome, even if they did ultimately decide to disallow that one, as I thought that they were. But yeah, Noah Don catastrophe. Kawats thought he was going to start. Still got 45 minutes out of him. That's fine by me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're short some bodies with the AFCON and Asian Cup lads. Doing their thing overseas. So yeah, no complaints from me, honestly. Yeah. It does bother me when he wastes the bench spot on a third goalie, though. It's like,
there's no need.
So
for that.
He was asked that too, actually.
That was baffling to me. I'm like, you never need 2 goalies on the bench unless you're at an international tournament. Like, and even then.
I'm just saying how bad a Danny Israel can be. I wouldn't be surprised if both of them got sent off in the same game.
And Dan gets sent off, and then Israel goes off injured or something crazy.
Yeah, it would be our luck that would happen. To be fair,
just put Paulinho in there.
Put Paulinho in there, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Paulinho there, you're fine.
Yeah, that's a good point. Richard, what were your overall thoughts on the game?
Pretty similar to Chris. Like, it was kind of a somewhat eventful first half. Like, we have the one big Pot chance from the defender scuff pass, which Pot just kind of shoots right at the goalie, and I was like, "What are you doing, pal? What will you do better?" Nothing crazy. I'm with Chris. I wasn't sure about the Paulinho goal. I thought it might have been disallowed. And then after seeing the replay, I'm like, oh, maybe not. But I'm like, there's a handball in the box. So, like, do they disallow it and then call a penalty? Like, because you can't technically play advantage off of the handball. Like, what do you do? And ultimately, they just let it go. So I was like, okay, I guess that's just what it is. Because initially I thought they were looking for the offside. I'm like, well, he's not offside because it's been played by 2 defenders now, so he can't be offside. Yeah, big back-breaking goal right at the half. But we'll take it. And then, yeah, second half was kind of more firing on all cylinders, even though the weather just stunk. It was awful conditions, that pitch. And of course, they were in the all-white, too, so just mud everywhere. Just destroying those beautiful white shirts. Nice to see Pedro Gonçalves get on the score sheet after he kind of screwed up in the first half. Trincao had a pretty decent little goal in good position. Nice to see him get a goal that'll surely help his confidence. I was a little surprised by the Trincao start. I thought Edwards might have got the start, but I guess if he's looking for squad rotation, I would expect maybe Edwards to get the start against Vizela, or even maybe rest him again, and then he's playing the Taça Liga game against Braga. Who knows?
They did say that Edwards had the flu up to the game. So
okay, I didn't see. So that
they didn't want to unleash Jordan when it's already 3-0. You know what I mean?
That is a name I haven't heard in a while. Wilson Fernandez. That used to be the FIFA career mode legend.
There's still a bunch of his shirts on a classic football shirt.
Yeah. There is. I always see like Joelson.
You want a number 96 kit?
Nice.
I got the spot for you.
Do they still have the one João Virginia match issue shirt from like the Champions League 2 years ago?
I don't think so.
That was up there for. They had 1 or 2 of those up there for a long time.
I was going for a crazy price too. Like,
oh, no one's paying that for João Virginia. Get out of here.
That's what I'm saying.
What are you saying? Yeah, nothing too crazy out of this game. Quaresma looked good in his first half cameo. Kawach looked fine in the second half. No one really looked bad. Adan didn't have really anything to do.
Yeah.
So nothing to really complain about. Nuno Santos had a decent game before he got robbed of the Puskas award. It'd be what it be. And then the subs didn't really do anything of note because they didn't really get much of a chance to do anything. Like Braganza and Asugo and Neto all coming in kind of garbage time, so there's nothing really to say about them. Yeah, Gyökeres, I mean, just wasn't his game. I mean, he's had 2 so-so games where he didn't do a ton, but then it's like can't score a goal or 2 and assist every single game. As much as we like to, and as much as he has been, I think you're allowed to have an average game. He was still getting into position, still making runs and stuff. I think this one you can kind of write off, but the conditions just stunk. And no one looked exceptional, and it's going to be hard to look exceptional when it's just a torrential downpour for most of the game. That's really my thoughts.
And the pitch was shit too. On top,
the pitch, it was torn up. That pitch sucked.
I mean, that pitch probably sucked no matter what, even if it didn't rain.
Even without the rain, like it's not the best pitch in the world, but the rain did them zero favors in this one. Same with like Nacional. Nacional's got an okay pitch, but when it rains and they get a lot of rain out there, if they get a couple days of rain, it just destroys those pitches on the islands, man. Yeah, no other strong thoughts. It's a 3-0 win. I would have been happy with a 1-0 win given the weather. So we'll take that. And now we go into the next match week, still ahead. It would have been nice. Rio Ave almost kind of did us a favor. They were up at one point. And then Braga couldn't do anything against Porto. So
they almost went 2-0 up. Rio Ave actually played pretty well in that.
They played it really well.
Yeah.
They played it really well. And then when they went the man down,
hit the post twice.
Yeah,
a certain team can only really win when it's against 10 players. I won't name names. But how many in a row? Now?
I saw it was like 10. Was it the last 10 or like last 9? I can't remember.
They've had it's like out of like all their games, they've had like 8 or 9 of the last like so many games. They've played against like a team that's been reduced to like 10 men.
Yeah. Well, we were beating them with 10. Rio Ave drawing with them with 10. So there you go.
Yeah, there's a
with 11, should I say? Sorry, not with 10. And then it went to 10.
But yeah, still 1 point. We're kind of in that just trying to keep pace kind of thing. It'd be nice if we could get someone to draw, like especially Benfica, because they're the closer team, to drop points at least once more, and at least that gives us a 2-game swing. But until that happens, you just got to rely on yourselves and go from there. So we'll see. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, fair enough. Danny, what were your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I mean, same as everybody else, really. I thought Putt didn't play as bad. He at least got into the right positions. That one-on-one,
The
sure,
one-on-one hurts him. I think that's
he
what
could
people
have done
remember.
better, but the pitch is also so hard. I feel like the ball got caught up and it got behind him when he did try to shoot it as well. Not to make excuses here, but
You must forget
it was.
raining.
You can't forget it was raining, and yes, it was raining for both sides, but the other side didn't really create many chances. To be fair,
They didn't create any chances. Did they even have a shot on net?
I think only at the last minute, I believe
Like-
they had something going on for them, but
Yeah.
a big old net who got in the way of it. I thought, like you said, Rich, Quaresma, I thought had a great game. Unlucky to get subbed off in the second half, but I get where Amorim was coming from. I mean, he said so at the end of the game as well, where Quaresma had a good game. He just wanted to solidify the back line. I agree with him there, right? Especially because we're 1-0 up at this point. I thought Nuno Santos wasn't great either. Again, it's hard to judge these performances because of the pitch. But that's another game from Nuno Santos that I was expecting a little more. Trincão, man. Again, I understand the pitch. I'm not trying to make it a bigger deal than it is, but I thought Trincão was absolutely garbage. Yeah. Fair enough. He got a good shot on that. I think Trincão at this point is just, and I really do like Trincão, but I feel like at this point in the season, he's just there to shoot the ball, really. Like, there's nothing else he really does that provides anything for us. When he's on the ball, it's not like he really beats the man. Like,
he's not doing anything. He's not doing anything to really stand out, is he?
He's at his best when he's like driving at guys with speed.
Or when he gets the ball placed to his feet where he can shoot. That's about it. Yeah, I mean, other than that, yeah, like you said, Rich and Chris, Gyökeres didn't have the best of times, but it has to be mentioned. And Rich, you're a bad Canadian for not mentioning it. Steven Vitória had him locked the whole game. It has to be said.
Steven Vitória was on job this game.
Yeah. Steven Vitória was on him like glue. Wherever Gyökeres went, Steven Vitória was there. And
he was all over him like white on rice.
You know what I mean? That's Chaves backline, by the way. That's a seniors home. That's an old age home right there.
That's a beer league
Vasco Fernandes from Casa Pia and Steven Vitória probably have a combined age. I won't say of our starting back line, probably. Quaresma, Inácio, and Reis are probably around 60 combined. Vasco Fernandes and Steven Vitória are probably like 65 combined. You know what I mean? So,
well, they're both in like their mid 30s, so they got to.
Yeah, Vitória is like 35, 36. Fernandes is probably 35, 36.
I can Google it right now if you want. You keep rambling, I'll find it. You keep going, I'll find it.
Yeah, but that's my thoughts. I mean, Chaves are a poor team. Shout out Ryan. This is Ryan right there. Shout out Ryan. Chaves are a poor team, but with this pitch, like Chris said, I thought maybe they can steal something from us, but they weren't really ever in the game. We should have one of those in the first half. That one of those pot chances could have went in, should have went in, at least the 1-on-1. But again, I think the pitch was poor.
Do you want their ages?
Yes. What's the ages combined?
They're both 37. So 37 times 2 is 74.
That's 100%. That's 100% more than Reis, Inácio, and Quaresma.
Oh,
Inácio and Quaresma are like 40 combined. And then maybe like 23, 24.
Inácio's what, 20? Yeah, so you're looking at probably they got 10. Two guys have 10 years on three guys.
There you go. So, yeah, bro. Chaves are going down. You hate to see it because I like a team like Chaves, but they're poor this season. They're not ready. Yeah. They were never ready for the first division.
Who goes down with them, do you think?
I need to look at the table right now, but there's a lot of teams that like are hot and cold, like at a moment, I thought maybe Boavista would be going down. They're starting.
If you look from 9th to 16th, there's only 5 points in it from relegation. So, and that's to Rio to Boavista. So it could be anyone pretty much below 9th. Is still
it's like half the danger.
Yeah.
Aruca are a good team too, but they're in that mix too, right? Like it's tough to say. Strela even as well, right? But Chaves are for sure, I'd say. And yeah, I want to hear your guys' opinion on this first goal because maybe I'm just not aware of the rule. But I mean, yes, it was a handball on that Vasco Fernandes. So you're saying it should have just been ruled a penalty?
Well, because you can't technically call an advantage on a handball, I don't think. That's why.
Okay,
that's why I
that
thought.
makes
That's
sense.
what I thought. That's what the rule was explained to me by Boss Man Nevs as we were watching the game together. I go, did they just play advantage off this because he scored anyways? He goes,
Sam,
well,
do you have the
play it?
Do you have the lines of the ones that the league used?
I'll have a look.
You're saying there's an offside shout?
Well, we thought it was offside initially.
Yeah.
That's why.
All right. So, if you watch the goal back, if you zoom in to where the ball is, Sam,
yeah, it doesn't let me.
It doesn't let you. All right, it's all good. So if you can kind of tell from just by looking at
them,
they it looks like the moment here of contact is they're drawing the lines from the moment that Koeman heads the ball.
Yeah.
The only problem is Koeman doesn't ever head the ball. It drops in front of him, and the first touch is actually the ball hitting Vasco Fernandes' arm.
Yeah.
So the ball hitting Vasco Fernandes' arm is the new line because it's it's like the contact, right?
Yeah.
If you look from right here where they drew the lines, Paulinho looks onside.
Yeah.
However, the actual moment of contact is probably like half a second to a second later.
Yeah, because the guy's already like.
Yeah, and it looks
like
more like Paulinho
is
closer to being offside / is offside. And again, this is the best angle that we have. It's not that greatest angle in the world.
No, it's a horrible angle.
Pretty bad, actually.
I would say even if there's an angle even behind the goal, it would be better than this one.
That's the angle behind the goal is how I know that Vasco Fernandes' arm is the first touch.
Yeah, that's how we know that
does this too.
No
they use multiple replays to kind of piece together the whole picture, right?
Yeah.
That's why I don't understand how they came up with this freeze frame to draw the lines from, because it's like
that's not where you should be. That's not the frame you should be using.
If you only watch this angle and play it out, it's very difficult to tell what happens in there. But that's what we have the other angles for. And we're like, okay, so the first touch is when the ball kind of goes down lower and it's hitting his arm as the first touch. So again, I really don't know what they were doing here. This is horrible. I'll be honest.
And they took a while to review.
They did take a while. They took 5 full minutes to come up with this.
Questioning. I'm like, either it's a handball and it's a penalty kick.
And this is horrible. I mean, this is unacceptable.
Yeah.
And to take 5 minutes, that is just unbelievable.
Because you've established there can't be an offside because a sporting player didn't touch it.
And then if we play this out a little bit longer, I think it's Steven Vitoria tries
one of their defenders
tries to slide tackle it,
and then Paulinho
scores. And so I think that you could argue that the Vitoria pass is an intentional pass. So the fact that Paulinho's offside there, I think, doesn't matter because it's the other player intentionally.
There's been 2 touches from the other.
Vasco Fernandes' arm, however, is not an intentional pass, in my opinion. So it does matter if Paulinho is off or not. And it's very difficult to tell. Again, call on the field was goal. So I ultimately do think that the call on the field should have stand because there is not conclusive evidence to overturn it. But the boys in the booth did not do themselves any favor.
They took a long time. Because, I was with you, Chris. I'm like, okay, he's not offside because there's no play forward from the sporting player on the corner kick. But the first touch is a handball. You can't play advantage.
I do think that should have been. I think that a reasonable decision also would have been offsides, no goal, but we're gonna call a handball because he does impede a goal scoring opportunity with his arm, right? So I think it's fair to say that should have.
That's what I figured. I thought they were gonna call it back.
Yeah,
as the goal's offside, but there is a penalty on the play. Therefore, penalty kick to Sporting. I figured that's what it was. So I figured that's what was going to happen, and then they called it a good goal. But they took longer, I think, than they should have to come to either of those conclusions.
A quick Google has said that advantages are allowed for handballs as well.
Well, my dad lied to me. I'm gonna have to tell him, dirty bastard.
Yeah, Richard, I have news for you, bro. It's not the first time he's lied.
Well,
to you,
here's
dude.
this: the only scenario where an advantage on a penalty would be a thing would be if there was a goal, right? You're never going to call advantage on a pen. They missed the shot.
That's what I assumed.
It's not like, oh, you took your shot, it's over, no pen, goal kick. You know, like
yeah.
A block, do better. Like, okay.
So like this would be the one scenario where you would, in theory, would play advantage on a pen, right? But
quick question, because I seen this on Mexico. I mean, sort of related, not related, especially to to us North American boys. I don't know if you've seen the clip in Mexico where the ref came out of the VAR just indicating why the rule stood or didn't stand to the crowd.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's what the NFL does, and they say the ruling on the field is this because of this.
Yeah,
I think they do that in the Australian league as well.
They do. Yeah, Australia's always cool for
one step ahead,
that kind of stuff.
They were the first ones to release the audios for VAR. So
the
one of the first
VAR
ones
audio
to
and
VAR,
comes out like a month later, and you're like, we've had like 6 incidents since then. We're past that one, you know.
Yeah,
it needs to come out like the Monday after, you know.
Yeah. They've always been ahead. Like Australia has always been kind of more willing than a lot of other leagues to try the new stuff. They've kind of been the guinea pig for that. But yeah, I saw that too, Danny, and yeah, I like that because it's just like, here's the ruling on the field. This is why the ruling was made.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah.
Like I prefer that. Maybe that's just because we're North American and we've been used to it in football and hockey and basketball and stuff. But you know, it's just, to me, it's like, you know what, that makes sense, and it shows respect to the fan. Like, hey, we're not trying to insult your intelligence. This is what the rule is. Just letting you know. And you know, at that point, you're like, okay, I get it. But we can't ask for nice things here.
Nope.
Not allowed.
Just a quick one for me. I'm just going to run through my thoughts on the game quickly. As I mentioned, I thought Trincao, Paulinho part were very bad. And then to be fair, I thought Trincao and Sailor was very good. I still think Paulinho was a bit off. But I think it's the way Chaves defended Gyökeres, which was really good from their standpoint, which is just surround him. And then he has to either play it off to Trincao, who's out of form, or Paulinho, who's again,
not a natural winger.
Yeah, and they both, every time they gave the ball to one of the two, it was either they lost possession or they went backwards. So it's like, okay, they can go backwards, but not going to do anything. And I think as soon as we scored that first goal, that's when that game plan sort of disappeared. But I still think I don't blame Gyökeres for having a bad game. It's just how well they defended him. And I think we're going to see a lot of that from now on when we play against the teams like Chaves and no disrespect, the lower league teams, lower teams in the league, should I say?
The dregs of the league. That's all it is.
But yeah, because it did work, and then that goal, even though it was a handball, it was still an unfortunate goal to concede. What made me laugh about that is when the guy handballed it for Chaves, he was the first one to be like, handball. It's like, yeah, from you. Like,
from you idiot.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but it's on you, my guy. I forgot what team he was playing for.
Other than that, I agree with what you said about Quaresma. I thought he was really good, but I understand the substitution. But I thought Coates was awful this game. I thought he was probably one of his worst performances in a long, long time. Gave away the ball, gave away 2 needless fouls. He arguably could have been sent off as well because he already made a foul on a second.
Yeah, when he came on, I'm like, is he determined to get suspended for these allegations?
There's also a header in the 90th minute where I have no idea where the fuck Coates even is from Chaves. I'm like, where the fuck's Coates here? You're supposed to solidify the back line. You're supposed to be the big guy that's winning all the headers. Where the fuck are you, bro? But he's coming back from injury, to be fair. And the pitch is ugly. So
it gave me memories of, do you know when Steven Gerrard had his last game against United, he came on like so full of energy that like
red card within the first minute.
That's what I thought it might have been. Like, he hasn't played for so long that he just got in and was like, okay, I'm just gonna go hard, and then he picked up EO in 10 minutes, I think, or something like that. So yeah, it was just a poor game from him overall. But luckily, we didn't really need Coates that much. Adan as well. There was that one play where he chested the ball
at the end, right near the end.
Yeah.
I was like,
and then it nearly went out of play. And then he started laughing. I was like, well, why do you have to keep doing this?
He could have caught the ball. It wasn't going at a velocity. I know it's raining. He could have caught the ball. And instead, he just kind of chests him, like, "What are you doing, my brother in Christ? Just catch the ball. It's there."
And there was another one where I think it was a cross or a corner. The ball came straight at him again. He just punched it for no reason. I'm like, just catch the ball. Like, there is no one around you. Just catch the ball. But I won't be too harsh on him because he did keep a clean sheet. In all fairness, I didn't think Brianza and Esugo had enough to have an impact on the game because the game was already won. But I do like Esugo having more minutes. And yeah, Neto is just, he comes on like, oh yeah, Neto's there, and then that's it really. That's pretty much all he does. But yeah, other than that, I thought Quaresma was great. Inacio I thought was very good. Pedro Gonzalez, that miss was just like the worst decision you probably could have made out of all the decisions you could have done. I thought one, maybe you just put it to the right of the keeper, or two, maybe try and dribble around him. But he literally just hit it straight at the goalkeeper. It's just like out of all the places.
The keeper even, I would have respected that. Like,
yeah, just.
I think that's what he was thinking of doing, but the pitch was too heavy. He decided to shoot it because you got to make it in a split second, right?
Yeah, there.
But yeah, other than that, I thought, like I said, Paulinho wasn't that great, but he got a goal, so that works for my agenda at least. He's got 8 on the season now, so
he's got 12 in all comps, I think, and I think last year he was like 15 or 16.
I was gonna ask. Okay,
I saw a tweet the other. Someone put out a tweet the other day, like his goal since coming to Sporting. I think his best is like 16 in a season, and he's already got 12 all comps this season, so that's pretty good.
I think last year's stats were inflated by that Taça da Liga.
I was actually amazed by his 2020-2021 numbers. In 6 months, he scored 3 goals. One of them was very important.
One of them was a little important.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you the other two, but I know one of them is.
I remember one. It was.
I remember one of the other two. I don't remember the third.
I remember.
What I'm interested to know is how many goals has Sporar scored since he's left.
He's scored quite a few.
I think he's killing it.
He's been all right.
I think he probably had at least 20 last season for them. I can't say
he was high double digits. He was doing well.
Because Panathinaikos was up there in the league too. So.
They had a good season.
They're always a decent team in Greece usually. Like
But now David Comer's going to Olympiacos.
To join Gelson Martins, and who else just went there recently?
They always Podence.
Didn't
Podence go back there again?
Oh, really?
I think so.
I think so.
They're reestablishing.
That's like where Greece, and specifically Olympiacos, where a lot of like ex-Portuguese prodigies go to fucking die.
Speaking of Podence and Gelson Martins, by the way, fucking, I don't even want to dignify by saying his name was on the pitch today, or on this game, I should say.
I have no clue.
Ruben Ribeiro.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
I didn't recognize him without the blonde hair.
He had a
he was laughing with the kit man Paulinho at the end of the game as well.
Everybody loves Paulinho, the kit man, though. Yeah. That's like the one dude that like every former player is like, yeah, he can't.
Surprised he could even look at the kit without getting like cold sweat PTSD.
Oh, I forgot as well. Sotiris plays for Olympiacos right now.
Yeah, Sotiris,
just looking at Fran Navarro, Stefan Jovetic.
They got a great Portuguese.
They got everybody. They should sign Rui Patricio this summer.
They've always loved the Portuguese.
They're signing Mourinho and Patricio.
Isn't Carlos Carvajal their manager?
Yeah.
They used to have a Portuguese manager too for time.
Nelson Oliveira passed through there as well.
Yeah.
They've had a lot the last like few years, especially.
Yeah, Jorge Mendes,
Yeah, he definitely has a role in that.
Definitely got some hookups.
He may or may not have been the cause of the Greek economy collapsing.
Thanks to the Greek economy, not the Olympics that they didn't need to host.
No. Jorge Mendes, Uncle Georgie.
We're gonna host the Olympics. We have no money. We'll worry about that later. That's a later on problem.
Before we go on to the next topic, Richard, give me your man of the match for the Chaves game.
Jeez Louise.
It's a tough one.
Do you want to see the ratings again?
Yeah, actually, that might help me make a.
I was just gonna say before I move on, I thought Hjulman. This is probably his worst game in Sporting Shit as well. But I didn't
even notice Hjulman this game, so
he was quiet.
There, he was quiet. Yeah. I'll give it to Pot.
Okay.
Screw it. He's been playing well recently. I'll give it to Pot.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Danny, what about you?
I was going that same way there. To that point that you made, Sam, I feel like this is for a 3-0 win. Everybody was pretty quiet.
No one looked exceptional.
Nobody really
in this
stood out.
game.
But again, the pitch, it was
We
horrific.
mustn't forget about the pitch.
We mustn't forget it was raining. So I think my man of the match, just for the bants, because we have not mentioned him, and you know what? For the simple fact that on this pitch he didn't fuck up, Ricardo Gyökeres. Why not?
Fair enough.
Fair.
Chris, what about you?
He did score a very nice goal, and he did only play about one half that was worth remembering. But I'll give it to Trincao.
Okay. I'll give mine to Eduardo Quaresma. Only played 45 minutes, but I think from if we take in context as well, that just his rise, I think I'll put Eduardo Quaresma in there as well.
There we go.
But yeah, 4 different ones, so we'll take that. But let's go on to the league predictions then, because we all obviously had our
Someone had a big week this week, Mr. Fonseca.
Let's go. So
you and Chris both actually.
I leaned on Gyökeres heavily, but it kind of cost me. But I think
you had the exact score line, and so you got the 3 points.
No goal scorers. Yeah,
no goal scorers. Sam had 2 of the goal scorers, but he didn't have quite the score line. And then Danny,
I thought it was just going to be like a really boring game, so I was like, 2-1, see what happens.
I figured they'd get 1, and then I realized it was as soon as I turned on RTP here and saw their pitch. I'm like, I think 3-1 might have been a little ambitious. I think we might not see a lot of goals.
Bro, with a down in goal, I put
4-0, Rich.
You put 4-0. Yeah, imagine my shock when I saw the pitch. I'm like, this might not be any goals. Looking at the weather. But yeah, I got a goal score and a Sporting win. I was 1 off of the score as well. But
we all got decent predictions. Nothing outlandish, but it all worked out in our favors, I suppose. Yeah. If we take a look at the table,
I'm in last
Richard's
now.
doing first.
Yeah,
Richard and Chris doing first. Danny, man, what's it like down there? I can't hear you down there, man.
All right, don't worry. Let's turn to fantasy really quick. Let's go to fantasy.
Exactly. This is the halfway point. Actually.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it's like we could have more Europa League games.
That's true. We still have we got 2 games to predict this week. We got Liga and we've got a Costa Liga game to predict.
Yeah, true.
Right. So
yeah,
we're in a midway-ish point.
We should do that now, I suppose, while we're here.
Yeah.
We're
playing Vizela, right?
Yep.
Yes.
I will go out on a limb. Call me nutty. 3-1. I'll go 3-1 again this week. I think we're due to have a 1 defensive lapse. I'll take Gyökeres. I'll take Pot. And I will take somebody else. I don't know who yet. Someone else take it. I'll come back to you. Come back to me. I'll finish. I'll wrap it up.
You know what? We're having a repeat of the first game of the season. Another 3-2.
Oh, a really close one, eh?
And I'm going to go with the same goal scorers, Gyökeres ×2 and Paulinho. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling a repeat.
I'm going to take Paulinho. I think it's going to be those 3. I think it's going to be Gyökeres, Paulinho, Pot. That's my prediction for this game, for the Vizela game.
Danny, what about you? You putting yours in, or are you going to?
I'll just say it out loud, actually. I was just looking at Vizela's recent games.
We can add it.
Just got smoked by Boavista. But before that,
it was actually going decent.
Yeah, they were
trying a lot of games. They drew to Estrela, they drew to Moreirense.
Oh, we're playing Vizela. I better bench Send actually.
Lost to Braga at home. I'm gonna go with a 3-1 win as well. Sorry, Rich.
That's okay. We've all caught each other at some point this season.
I'm gonna go with Gyökeres, Pot, and Paul. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna go with Gyökeres though. I think Gyökeres will score a brace. And And Gyökeres scoring a goal this game, boys. He's due one.
It's tough to bet against Gyökeres getting left off the score sheet for multiple games in a row.
Facts.
I was just going to say, I think maybe we should leave the Braga predictions after this game because there could be injuries that we don't know. And I feel like maybe we should.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm fine with that. If you wanted to get the fantasy, that.
I really don't want to, but I guess we'll have to.
I left
haven't
some
checked.
points on the board this week. I'm catching up to Chris slowly, but I left like 10 points on my bench.
I left a lot on the bench.
I left less than you on the bench, but I still left.
You made ground though. 2 points.
I'm 70 some points.
No, but
Victor
not
goalless really is goalless.
Yeah.
I forgot to change my team, so it's the same one as Aspi. But Nuno Santos
you did what I did last week.
5 at the back.
Yeah. So
Sam, how's the weather down there, bro?
Okay.
Leave him alone.
No, that's a low blow, man. No need for that.
Yeah,
I would
that's
never
a
do
low
that
blow.
to you, man.
This
I would
wasn't
never do
too
that to
bad.
you, man.
Eustaquio starting let me down, and you're gonna see my bench in a minute where I left the points.
Oh, okay. I heard you stopped.
So I left
starting.
Marcelo out. So
forgot you
if I had
a
had
brother.
him instead of Eustaquio, that's an extra 9. Or instead of
Thiago
Gallo, that would have been an extra 7. And then Oliveira over Eustaquio starting would have given me another 3 on top. So I could have gained like 10 points on Chris again this week.
Oh,
You
boys,
beat
it
the
looks
average
like
score.
since it's the midway point, I think it's a free transfer week, so there's no limits. You can go
You
wild.
can
this
transfer
week.
whoever. I'm gonna probably leave it. I've usually accumulated a bunch anyways, where I'm like I could just basically do that regardless.
So this
I've
is
been pretty
Chris's
smart with my
one.
transfers.
Chris had Hector.
Two
Hector,
9-pointers
He
in the
believed in
midfield.
him scoring against the
Okay.
Don. I respect
It
it.
did not work out.
the Benfica and Braga boys in your midfield let you down a bit, but
Antonio
João
Silva.
Neves is a
keeps
new
it healthy.
addition to the squad.
I was gonna
Yeah.
ask about that. I was gonna say I don't recall him being in before. Who'd you leave on the bench?
8 points on the bench.
Oh, Tom, you
4
left
Yeah.
8 points on the bench. Yeah,
I left
fair.
Marcelo on the bench, but Banza didn't play again, so I got lucky in the auto sub
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, see, if I had Marcelo starting, I would have gained a few, and then I could have, if I had thought about
Moreirense
Eustaquio.
is a clean sheet machine, man.
They're if
I
I might
recommend
need
the
to start
Moreirense
getting some
defender.
Moreirense guys, more
Sixth-
Moreirense guys.
6th in the States from Chris there. Impressive.
Yeah.
That's
Woo!
pretty good. 6th overall. That's pretty good.
Out of 97.
And
I'm
we
like
don't
a
need to
20
we don't
I'm
need
like
to show the
20th
first
again,
place.
Nah,
No one cares
nah.
about first place. We'll just skip that one.
it's not even by a lot. Chris is right there. 30 points.
Yeah.
30 points. Who
Big
did
week
I
from
leave on the bench?
Pedro
Maybe I
Gonçalves.
think I might have
Did you leave it? You didn't leave much on. No, you left like
left
nothing
points
on the bench. Really.
Did we all captain Gyökeres again? I might maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
I
I'll
might switch cap.
Gyökeres.
I might switch captains.
Yeah.
soon.
You guys should. No. I encourage that decision. You guys should.
And then he goes.
I'll be here with them.
And then it's like
Second
the
in
1 week
Canada.
Second in Canada.
Second in Canada.
That's
That's
pretty.
nuts. I'm
that's
20th
kinda
in
crazy.
Canada.
Whoever's
right now.
first, I'm egging your house. Just understand.
I'm coming for you. They live down this. They actually live like down the street from you or something crazy.
Hey, like, bro, like these 87 people must all be from like the GTA.
It's
What's
GTA,
surrounding
like the
areas.
one dude in Kingston playing it, like me.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Actually,
um,
no. There's a big community out in Portuguese community out in Montreal. Actually, never mind.
That's true. There is a lot. My cousins basically live in Little Portugal, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm 20th in Canada. I have made up points on Chris like steadily, but man, this week was a bit of a missed opportunity. I could have been like 60 points off of him,
Yeah.
and that really
mean,
stunk.
I'm still 164 points away from you, so it might
Considering where I was, like I was well over 100 points away from either of Chris and Danny.
I fully
The fact
imagine
that I
it's like
made up,
a
like-
triple captain or something.
Yeah,
Just
the fact
send
that
it in
I
there, so-
made up like 50 points or 40
You
points
just
or something crazy.
you need one big week, bro.
I need
Yeah.
This week would have been helpful if I didn't leave points on the bench, and then I need one more like monster week to really get in there
Yeah.
to like make it interesting. I'm about 70, 72 points, I think, off right now of second. So if I can get like one monster week where I gain like 15 points or something, like that'll be there. This would have been a good week to get 10, and I missed them.
Yeah.
It's on me.
Yeah.
So I gained 2.
Yeah, we do have one Twitter question actually come through when I
We do. Lovely.
We do. We've not had one in a while, I don't think, but we do have one this time. And I'll give it to all of you. It's from Paulo Souza. He says, do you guys think the match against Benfica at home be the decisive game of us being champs? If yes, does that fill you with anxiety? Or
How many matches left would we have after that game?
We play Benfica game week 28. So
We still have like
Six?
5, 6
yeah.
games, yeah.
And we still have to play Porto since then. We have to play Gyökeres since then.
It might be. Like with how close it is, like it is right now. If it's still like this close at that time, it might be the decisive game.
Yeah. I feel like it's too early to be talking about the
But it's again, we're barely midway through the league table, like season. We've just finished like the Prima de Volta, I think.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
mean, our hardest on paper games, like all of our hardest away games, have pretty much all happened. But we have Porto away, so that's like probably our hardest in theory game in the Segunda Volta. But yeah, we'll have Braga at home, we'll have Gyökeres at home, we'll have Benfica at home, which gives us some sort of advantage. And the Alvalade's actually been kind of bumping this season a little bit. It's a bit of atmosphere kind of return, so something.
Well, the reason I say that I don't want to talk.
Central.
Shout out to
I don't want to talk about classic games.
We know the Curvas are doing nothing.
Was because of this transfer rumor that made the rounds this morning, which was quickly denied by Fabrizio
Yeah,
Romano. Probably about
I
5 minutes
can't
after.
believe Ricardo reported that, bro.
Big Fab came out and dunked on Ricardo.
Who is their source, bro? Where did
Yeah, like where did you get this,
bro? That's a baller. That's a baller shit, man. What is Ricardo doing? Reporting that, bro?
This relationship between Ricardo and Sporting no longer exists, right? They have not gotten one thing right.
So.
Since they did the agent portal thing, which was like halfway through last season, I want to say maybe January
really
last season.
Getting any scoops?
I feel like they just cut ties. It must be because Abola's getting more things right now than Ricardo.
Yeah,
Abola's always been like the right one for most stuff. Ojogo and Ricardo are hit and miss, but Ricardo the last year's been really missed, like really missing a lot of sporting stuff, especially the last little bit.
But yeah, my question to you guys, I'll start off with you, Chris. Is Gyökeres staying in January? Fabrizio Romano says that he doesn't want to leave, but I think we had that. Basically, we've been around football for a long time. When a football player says they don't want to leave, you might as well just get ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think he's gonna leave because I don't think anyone's gonna pay 100 million right now. Or
not right now. I think they want
ever.
to wait for the whole season.
Yeah,
but I could see him being sold in the summer for less than 100 million. Certainly.
Yep.
Yeah. Danny, what about you? Think he leaves in January?
No way in January. I'm just saying in the summer. I just hope we conquer what we have to conquer because in the summer, let me tell you, Gyökeres is gone, Diomande is gone, Inácio's gone, Pot is gone, Ruben Amorim is gone, which is
we're gonna hire Jose Mourinho. So
I think Diomande is more likely to leave in January than any of them.
No, only because of AFCON. I think if anything, Inácio might be the most likely to leave.
Yeah,
but
I think AFCON is actually going to help him get even more eyes on him, to be honest.
Yeah.
International tournaments always do that, right? Like,
yeah. Hopefully, if he stays in AFCON long enough, maybe.
It's like, there's not enough time.
There's not enough time to negotiate anything.
But the thing is, I think actually no.
The finals February 10th.
Yeah, the finals in February. So hopefully they make it to the soonest. Because I know the soonest that he can come back is the 23rd.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, actually they did draw their first game, right? So maybe
they did.
So who knows? But no, I lied. No, they won. They won 3-0. They won 3-0. Yeah.
Okay. Who were we thinking of that drew? Was it
I was thinking of Cameroon and also Egypt. And Algeria drew. A lot of the big boys drew.
A lot of the bigger teams drew.
Shout out Cape Verde for beating Ghana yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you guys know? I thought Bebe was captain.
Tunisia lost to Namibia.
No, I think you is it a rule if you get capped in a friendly? Technically doesn't count.
A friendly.
If you play
in it has to be a competitive match to get.
You get one swap.
Because I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie. I seen Bebe. I'm like,
because they've got a couple guys. They've got a couple guys who have been capped who have been like one or two like competitive, like one competitive or like one friendly.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple guys on that Cape Verde team that are. Like,
I think Helder Costa got called for Portugal once, maybe in a friendly. Because I remember
once in like
Angola.
Yeah, I don't think he's gotten called up for the tournament though. He wasn't playing. I watched the Angola game yesterday.
Yeah, he declined it.
Yeah. Gelson Dalla, though, he looks decent.
Yeah?
Shout out my boy Gelson Dalla.
That was my guy. Gelson Dalla was my guy.
got subbed off in the 40th minute.
Gelson Dalla follows on Twitter, boys. So,
come on the show.
Send him a message.
Come on the show, Gelson.
Yeah. I think he's a bit busy at the moment. But we'll ask afterwards.
Why? What's he doing?
What's going on?
What's his problem? Was he too big?
Bro, he's vacationing right now on Ivory Coast, bro.
He's in Cote d'Ivoire. He's having a great time. He's got time.
Yeah, Richard, what about you? Do you think Gyökeres is leaving?
Not
in January.
No, not in January. I think their administration knows they're in for a lot of potential silverware this year. It'd be suicide to sell what's been your best player in January when you have a chance to win some stuff, make money by winning it anyways, and then you can make money off of him in the summer. Because then if you keep him the whole season and you win a bunch of crap, and he's still your best player the rest of the season, it just gives you more license to say, okay, now pay us the 100 mil or whatever price you want to negotiate that's close to that, right? So I don't think I could see it in the summer. I think January, no, just because they're playing so well and they're deep into all their competitions now. So
on that point, though, let me ask you first, Sam. What in the summer, let's say, how much do you think he's going for, and who do you think's buying him?
like $1 jillion.
I think Chelsea are pretty much locked in because they've got Nico Jackson, they got Nkunku. I like Nkunku, but injury prone.
He's not a striker to me.
No, he's not. He's not a natural.
He's more of a winger, Cam.
Yeah, but I think it's Chelsea, and I think it's going to be something like 80 million up front, and then it's going to be like maybe 10 if they win something. And then maybe
it'll probably be like 15 million in objectives or something crazy.
Yeah, but like 10 fixed. So, for example, like 10 in installments and then 10. Yeah. So, like 90 million total, then 10 extra to get. Because
it could rise to like 100 kind of thing.
As much as I love Gyökeres, we're not Benfica. We can't sell players for it. And he is 25 as well. He's not like 19 like Felix
I think
was.
If he was
I don't think he's going for 80.
Yeah. I think if he was 2 years younger, you probably get closer to those numbers you're saying. I think if he's like 22, 23, you probably can justify it, But
teams are looking at it like, okay, he's 25. He's in his prime years as well.
Like he's good now, right?
Yeah, exactly. He's ready to start.
Teams will pay for potential, but some teams will pay for good now. We need to win.
And Chelsea need that now because Chelsea are on the Epstein list for sure. The way they're buying youngsters, you know what I mean? So, like, they need to start. The allegations are getting a little too loud on their side. So maybe they would. I just don't see. But I hope. I mean, don't get me wrong. I hope.
I hope I'm wrong, and they pay like
60. I think like 60, 70 personally.
In terms of,
I don't know if I think it's closer to 80.
Yeah, we forget Varandas, bro. Varandas sold Bruno for like 60. He's one of the better midfielders in the world.
I just don't see a market for a striker for a team at the moment. Maybe Arsenal, but they're linked to Tony. And then, like, I think, Spurs have Son Richarlison, who I don't really rate, but like they've got strikers there. Man United got Hoyland. Man City obviously got Haaland. And
that guy singing?
Sean Mullis, man. Sean Mullis. He scored the other day, so I'll give him the credit. It was a good finish as well.
And the 2-2 draw,
Yeah. Unless he goes anywhere but the Prem, maybe he goes to, I don't know, like a Germany, like a Bayern. But even there, I don't think they're spending.
Harry Kane.
They got Kane for another
Madrid, no. Barca, no. They have Lewandowski scored.
Maybe like a Atletico, but I don't think they have the money anymore to.
No,
but he would be perfect for Atleti.
He would fit well in a Simeone team, I think.
Yeah.
He's a Simeone type of player, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, the sad news of the week was our boy Nuno all dressed up, looking so dapper. Fortunately,
he won the fan vote as well, but the expert vote did him in.
He came last in the expert vote as well. So he came first in the fan, and then last in the expert. But like, to be fair, the goal that won, I think should have won.
I think it was a banger.
It was a banger.
The Brighton goal, no chance.
No, that other goal was
nice build-up play.
Yeah.
That other goal was garbage.
Potts goal is better than that Brighton.
Yeah, I was gonna say. And in the context of Pedro Gonzalez's goal as well, compared to just a random game.
Pedro Gonzalez's goal didn't even make the short list, which is what's crazy.
Yeah. My problem with the goal that won is what division was that even in Brazil? Like the second division or some shit like that?
That wasn't I'm pretty sure. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, come on, man. Like, at least have some sort of... Because if that's going to win Puskas award, bro, I'm going to start filming games at the hangar.
Yeah,
we're going to start goals that I see are unreal.
We're going to start filming stuff at our beer league games because there's going to
be...
Every once in a while, some guy goes like the greatest run you ever saw, right? Like,
yeah.
To be fair, it is in the Brazilian second division, but he does play for Botafogo, so they're quite a big team in Brazil, I suppose. But I don't know. I get what you mean. But,
I think that he finished last in the expert vote is baffling to me.
But yeah, what I wanted to know is Chris, you're sort of the drip expert here. What were your thoughts on Nuno Santos' outfit on the day?
It was pretty good. Pretty good. No complaints, honestly. It's kind of I was actually just thinking because like they did like a photo shoot with him outside
Yes, yeah.
And I
saw
was
that
just
on
like
socials.
thinking like how this went down. Like I just we're like, we're going out for a photo shoot session.
Get ready.
Him and like a couple guys that like traveled with him, maybe one guy from like the media team.
There was
just,
probably like one like
just taking his
team
picture.
rep, and then like one like social media dude probably with him at least.
He got
Look at that,
a little midweek trip out of it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's cool. It's cool that he got to go. I
Fair, like
suppose,
cool.
you
It's and
know?
it was still decent exposure for sporting at the end of the day to have a guy even be up for an award.
Broski, what's that chair doing there, bro?
What is
This
what
looks
is
like
this
some
photo?
Walmart
This is
shit.
like-
What is this?
This is like some.
Yeah.
This looks like he's missing somebody beneath him for the Step Brothers.
A
shit.
Exactly.
a large portion of this day was spent taking photos in various locations.
Clearly, this is like friggin' 1980s. Your Vavod makes you.
Yeah, and then they were taking his picture in the hotel, in the
like-
car.
It reminds me of that. I saw a tweet. It was like, guys have
front of
one
Big
picture
Ben,
and they
in
keep
front
it
Guys
of
have
there.
one picture, and that's
Yeah.
their picture for
Yeah.
life, bro.
Yeah.
Because
They
the
have that
same
one
picture-
picture that they make their profile picture for
Bro,
the rest
but
of their
use the
life.
same friggin' professional headshot on LinkedIn for like 8 years, I think. Now, like that picture's staying there for time.
But yeah,
I personally don't like the all black. He could have done.
I don't mind the all black.
I think it goes well with his hair. Like genuinely, I think
Yeah.
it's if he
Full
was
contrast.
What you need to
black
worry
hair
about
was
with all black sometimes is not looking like a waiter.
Yeah,
But I do think that he accomplished that. So
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Let me just say, I might be. I think it was GM that tweeted it, but I thought the same thing. That animation that was going around, I guess, because they couldn't post the actual video.
That was
They
dirty.
animated his bald
They
spot.
animated the bald
They
spot.
did
they
it
made
dirty.
it worse than it
Filthy.
actually is. I
Yeah,
thought.
they did a dirty.
That
They
was
made him look
that was
completely bald up
filthy.
there.
That was
They made it. Yeah, they did it
Whoever
worse
did
than it
that. That was
actually is.
disgusting behavior.
Mm.
Could not
Hate to
believe
see
that
it.
was violation.
Hate to
I
see
think
it.
I think we could show the video. So
Yeah,
like,
this you
Yeah,
could
this-
show.
Yeah, you can show this.
Like
It's like really mostly like the last like
it's the last few
like
frames.
5 seconds. You get a really good.
oh,
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna see it here.
This one.
Oh,
That's
He's not that bald.
They animated
He's
the
not
bald
that
spot,
bald.
man. Come on.
The
Man,
sick
that is
animation,
just
though.
Crazy. Cool little animation, but yeah, whoever did the animation.
do you think
did
maybe
my
if
guy
the ball was like
filthy.
put top corner, it would have had higher chances?
If it was a little more top corner,
Maybe.
maybe.
Yeah, because it was like kind of upper middle center.
If he's like a little
Yeah.
farther out, maybe even.
Yeah,
I
true.
was gonna
He's
say
more- If he's
Lamella
more like
won
out, if he's
this
just outside the box, edge of the box kind of thing, maybe. But
when Lamella won it in I think 2019.
It was
or
outside the
2020
box.
against Arsenal. It was outside the box, same shot. And to be fair, I think it went through maybe the keeper's legs or the defender's legs. But
it went through a defender's legs, I think, and it was in like the bottom corner, wasn't it? Or am I thinking stupid?
no, you're right. I think that was it.
Yeah. I think if
But-
this one was a little farther out and it ends up in the same spot or it goes a little higher in the corner, he might have won. But yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
For
Now
me,
that I think of it, I know why he lost. Because when the
Bald
experts
spot?
voted, the Portuguese media, because they kept on saying, like, did you only do it because your right foot is so poor? It could just be that the experts caught on to that.
right. It's true. That is the only reason why he did
It's
that.
true. He's
Like,
not shooting.
because
that
he,
thing.
has
he
a
attempts
great right
cross-
foot.
He attempts so many crosses like that. Like, I'd say maybe like 2 per
He attempts a
game. He does it all the time.
Trivella cross like at least once every game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like.
Bro,
Every
Sam, I
game.
swear it was you. You were giving him abuse last season. I remember this exact play too. He had to cross the ball and he decided to Rabona it and it didn't get past the first man.
It was
Yeah.
against Chaves. It was against Chaves when we lost. I remember
He was doing it in a game
2-0
we were behind. That's why we're like, brother,
He did
this
it
is not
twice.
time for that.
Twice, yeah.
twice.
Yeah,
One of
he
them
did it
didn't be
he
the
did it in a
first
game we were
man,
behind.
and then he was just doing stupid shit like
Against Juventus,
like,
he did it, I
yeah,
think, too, or
stuff like that.
something.
Yeah.
He does it.
Yeah.
He does it all the time. But
Yeah.
this one just worked out.
It's more when he does it in a game where you're trailing or like chasing the game. It's like this is not the time or place to be doing this. Just
Mhm.
get the ball in the box. Like,
Yeah.
I do not need this fancy stuff from you, Nuno.
Shout out.
But I will say, yeah, shout out to Nuno Santos. I do think the right goal won. I do think that goal
Fair.
was
Yeah,
more difficult to
yeah.
score than that would be. But you know, got to respect it either way.
Hey, this is
is
better than the Salah goal that won a few years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was travesty.
Horrific.
So we do actually have some transfer news that have happened since we were last on. We've been
Do we?
heavily linked to an Estoril centre midfielder by the name of, is it Conda? Condredi. Condredi, we'll go with. Apparently, Amorim wants the transfer resolved as soon as possible. He's a centre mid for Estoril, the third choice centre mid for Estoril, currently on loan from Valencia. To be honest, I don't know much about him, but I think I'm in the boat there if Amorim wants him. He's hit, I would say he's hit every transfer. Fresneda's still obviously injured, but so far he's hit every transfer this year.
He's had more hits than misses, especially.
I wasn't even sure if the guy from Les Saints was for sure supposed to be a part of the first team, but it seems like he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that seems to be one that's coming through, which is strange because go on.
No, I was gonna make a shit pun. Go ahead. I can.
I was just gonna say it's weird that like we have Mateus Fernandes there, but I think we can't call him back due to signing his contract. But like Mateus Fernandes is there. Is this guy gonna be better? I don't know. But yeah, if it is a permanent deal anyway.
I was gonna say like if he can't even get in the side ahead of Mateus Fernandes and we're loaning out Mateus Fernandes, I would Condretti him coming to Sporting.
That's not your best.
Boo.
Wow.
You wanted this guy.
Apparently, like I've seen some positive reviews of him, but he just hasn't. He's only played in like 10 games or something.
Yeah, there's not much of a report to go off.
Another thing I've noticed that Amorim loves is a player that's come from like a prestigious academy. Like Artur, for example, came from Santos and he was playing in Estoril. Tabata, I forget where he came from, but I know he played for like a good academy in Brazil as well. So I've noticed that with his signings.
Yeah, he does like to shop around the league as well. Obviously, like for example, Nuno Santos we just talked about come from Rio Ave, Pedro Gonçalves from Millicao.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Most of our players, bro.
Well, but he's
Diamande from the second league.
Paulinho from Braga.
Paulinho
from Braga.
Didn't count from Braga technically.
Yeah.
Because it's not like we've seen much of him at Wolves.
Barca.
Yeah. Very
or
true.
Barca.
And there were a few other just sort of that is a big talking point actually with is it Tanner Omlid, I think?
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Chris, if you can bring up your tweet, bro, that was the biggest kill I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Bro, I didn't suit up for Yemen.
I didn't even know that he went to the West Point Military Academy. But famously, the deal is you go there for 4 years and then you do 4 years of service.
Yeah.
I mean, he only went there for 2 years, so I think he owes the States 2 years of service. And conveniently for him, we got a new war coming up. So
new war just dropped.
Yeah, new war zone just dropped.
Looking for recruits.
Yeah, he got flamed. You see 80 replies.
A
lot of people.
And the quote tweets, he got lit up.
Yeah. But yeah, there's not much to say on that one.
We need a little banter. We needed a little modalidad banter. So
every once in a while you need it, right?
Yeah.
Tough loss though.
Yeah.
We beat them basically every time this season, so they can have this one. It kind of sucks because it's for the Tasa, but oh well.
Yeah. Another one, Paulinho rejecting Saudi Arabia. Not leaving.
Yeah, for a second time, allegedly.
Was also linked to Russia in the summer window as well. To was it Spartak? I think maybe CSK.
It was one of the Moscow boys.
Yeah, so Paulinho stays, which is always good to see.
Good news.
Well, in my opinion, anyway. Hjulmand been linked to Man United by the English press. So again, I think it was a Daily Mail as well. So it's like probably not.
They're just linking Man United to anything that moves.
Like, they do a big Arsenal fan too.
Yeah,
he said he was a big Arsenal guy.
He's got a tattoo of Patrick Vieira somewhere, I think, or like his number somewhere, or something like that. But there's this one as well. There's
this is hilarious.
Abdel Fattah rejected a Ghana call up for AFCON because he wanted to stay with Leicester and help them progress. They're doing very well, obviously. He did get sent off with I think it was a really bad tackle and deserved red. And now he's missing 3 straight games, which obviously AFCON ends on the 11th of February. So
this is the whole month anyway.
There's a quote tweet I see.
Life comes at you fast.
That talks about witch doctors because he rejected Ghana's AFCON. So
But no,
Man,
yeah,
that's life comes at you fast. That's the ultimate example of that.
yeah, and there were a few other. I think there was maybe 2 loan deals or maybe 1 loan deal. Shout out to this guy, by the way.
Shout out to this
Yeah.
guy! I want to find this guy. This is amazing.
Asian Cup wearing the sporting shirt. I would assume sporting Morita for Japan.
I would assume so too. Someone,
If
find
any of you
this, though.
knows who that is, yeah, just let us know.
That's
That's pretty
amazing.
cool.
Sporting Club
yeah.
worldwide.
I was trying to find. So basically, Gyökeres is one that moved on loan to
Feyenoord.
Leish. That was it. Was it Feyenoord?
It was Feyenoord.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I think.
There we go. Officially loaned to Feyenoord, which I think is a good move. He did play.
Great
He
move.
started in their first game and they lost, unfortunately.
They lost.
But from what I hear,
They got slapped, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
I think it was only
I
a
don't think-
2-0. I don't think it
Was
was
it?
anything. I don't think it was anything crazy.
I thought it was like
I
4.
thought it was worse. Yeah, maybe I'm.
I
Maybe I'm
thought it was
joking at something else.
2-1.
Either
But,
way, yeah, he's on loan.
yeah.
And
And
it was 2-1. It was 2-1.
Well, Tanlongo to Ruab, yeah, which I don't
Yeah,
think is a
it was,
bad move for him. Actually,
well,
Yeah, because he
played
didn't get
one
any
game.
play in
he
Copenhagen.
didn't get any play in Copenhagen. I think Ruab's probably a bit more his speed.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so we'll see though.
But other than that, the one thing I want to end on, and I think it can be quite controversial, and that is Saint Just returning from injury. And of course, there's been the memes about it that he's going to last 35 minutes, but it's going to be the best 35 minutes you've ever seen.
It's gonna be the greatest cameo you ever
Or like
saw.
he's going to get a paper cut and be out for a month. You know, there's all the jokes fired. But the reason I wanted to bring it up, because in my opinion, I think if he gets injured one more time, we have to cut ties in the summer.
Yeah.
It has to. But the thing is, his last 2 injuries, a sprained ankle, and I think he had a knee problem, were just like anyone could sprain their ankle. We could sprain our ankle, like getting up from this.
It can
chair.
happen to
Like,
it can happen to anybody.
So it does feel like he got over the hamstring issue, because it was like, okay, there's no more hamstring issue, and then he just got very unlucky. And I think the one before that as well was just like a knock to the knee as well.
Mhm.
So I think it's just like he's got one more chance. But
I think if he has another stretch this season where he's injured for like a month or so or 2 months, I think it's done. Like you can't rely on it. It's not necessarily his fault, but you can't have a guy like that and try to rely on him. It's just not feasible.
And what's annoying is that I love St. Just. He's obviously a very, very good player.
When
We've
he's
seen
healthy,
it
he's
every
one of our
single
best
game.
center backs. Like genuinely, when he's healthy,
If
he's
not
phenomenal.
the best center back.
Yeah,
I don't
It's
think
just
he's
he can't
ever made
stay
a
healthy.
mistake whilst playing at centre back. And obviously, the one thing I remember was against Arsenal, his pace getting back to catch Martinelli when he was through the
it
goal.
was
was-
unbelievable.
Mhm.
So, but I do wonder if it's like maybe his body can't keep up with how fast he is, and that's why he gets so many injuries. But
Yeah.
I just don't know. I just
Yeah,
feel either he's
It's
really
a strength and
unlucky.
conditioning thing, like
Maybe he broke a mirror 7 years ago. Or, I don't
walk
know,
under a
but-
ladder. Who the hell knows?
I'm more curious to see what this means for. I mean, it's a good problem to have. Don't get me wrong, but what does this mean for Eduardo Quaresma? Is he even further back down in the pecking list? Has he done enough right now to have him ahead of St. Just? Because really, right now, without Diomande on the right side, I wouldn't put Inacio there because he's left-footed. On that right side, it's either Quaresma, St. Just, or Neto. And it
Right now,
seems
you could
like
argue
Eduardo's
Quaresma.
first choice, right? But with St. Just coming back, I think it's safe to say St. Just is much better than Quaresma, even, slightly injured, at least, coming off and playing from the back and stuff.
If he's at 80%, I'll take 80% of St. Just
St.
over Quaresma right
100%.
over 100% Quaresma right now.
Even at right-
quick.
And even at right wing back, I mean, with Jenny gone and Fresneda still out, it's either Ishgayu or it's Inshallah, basically. So, I mean, St. Just as right wing back is
Dario
obviously a
Asugo
bad
actually
option
played
either.
right back when he came
This
on.
game when he
And
came
he's
on
not been
was
bad. He's not been
blew
bad
my
there. I've liked
mind.
him. I've liked him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think he's played there maybe 2 or 3 times already. But I think you're right. I think if he does come in, it was going to be on that right side. But
Yeah.
I can see this being that he'll start on the bench against Vizela, maybe get the last 10 minutes, and then maybe start in the Taça de Liga. That's because I feel like I would rather have him play against Braga, because I do love Eduardo Quaresma, but although Eduardo Quaresma in a big game already against Porto was fantastic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I don't know, man. I feel like maybe St. Just against Braga might be the way. But that also depends on if Kawhi is fit enough to play 90 minutes. Because if Kawhi is not fit to play 90 minutes, then it's still going to be Eduardo Quaresma, Mateus Reis, and Inacio instead of, St. Just, Coates, Neto.
We're not even mentioning Rafael Pontelo either.
Yeah, I don't.
I
see
think
that
that's more
happening.
for the future. Don't get me wrong, but the
Obviously,
fact that
I
he
think that's
played the
more
first-
of a we're gonna ease him into things kind of this season and hope next
Yeah,
season he
but-
can make the jump we want kind of thing.
100%. But he played against Tondela right away, and that's not something Amorim typically does. Pass the league.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
true.
surprised. I was surprised he was playing already that early. Getting
We do
significant
play.
minutes.
Is it Leishois in the Tasta Portugal next round? So maybe that's where Pontello gets his next game.
No,
I
not
think.
Leitia. Leitia.
That's it. Sorry.
Which
Yeah.
was in Leitia, which is basically going to be a home game for Sporting, anyways.
Yeah. So maybe that's where
I've
Pontello gets.
I've seen that rhetoric going around, but the pitch isn't Alvalade. That's the biggest issue.
It looks almost, yeah, but it looks like Alvalade from fucking 3 years ago. Let's be honest.
With the colorful seats,
With the seats and the arches and stuff, it's basically the Alvalade with a track. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the same architect that did Alvalade did Aveiro, and yeah, he did like 3 or 4 stadiums. Aveiro, whoever the dipshit was.
Shout out Euros 2004, baby.
Yeah, that's Alvalade. Yeah, Leidia's stadium is just basically Alvalade North.
Yeah.
True.
Chris, what about your thoughts on St. Just? Do you think it's one last chance and it's over, or do you reckon he'll still be on the sporting books come the summer?
I just don't. I think a problem is like he's probably not going to have much of a market.
Yeah.
And he costed about 10 million, so you're
going to lose money on it.
You'd like to get at least 7 back at the worst. I mean, Benfica is always goated at this. Dude signs for 18, plays like fuck all season, gets sold for 20. So if we could pull some shit like that and sell him for 12, hell yeah. But it just doesn't seem to work like that for us.
Not gonna happen.
He was linked to Liverpool, so maybe there is still a market for him somewhere. But again, I don't think
he needs to play well and consistently the last 6 months. If he if he does, I could see that. And if he does, I think that there is a conversation that needs to be had. It's okay, put 4 months together. Market's good, let's flip him now because who knows?
Someone might be in need of a center back, right? They might be saying we need a guy who can kind of step in now.
But I mean, if he just explodes in 4 games again, it's just how many times do we need to see this movie?
Yeah, if he blows at his fucking knee again, it's over.
He just keeps getting new injuries: shoulder, back, knee, hamstring, ankle.
He's had a laundry list of injuries. He's had almost every injury
he's had. It's not like he keeps doing the same thing again. No, it's just he's getting new ones.
He's one concussion away from completing. He's one concussion away from completing the cycle. He's one headed away from the cycle.
For example, Fabio Quintron was probably the most similar that we've had, at least recently. But for him, it was constantly the hamstring. His hamstrings.
It was the same thing.
So it was the same thing. They knew how to prepare.
But he played more than St. Just, I'd say.
He played a lot more than St. Just.
Did Fabio Quintron even get injured with us? I think he
he came back from an injury.
He got injured a little bit,
maybe
but he only missed a couple games.
But I don't think did he ever play 90 minutes? I feel like he was always first one off 60.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That was part of the management of him. Yeah. So it's this guy, it's one game, 90 days out,
Yeah, I do wonder if, obviously I don't want to see it, but if even he's thinking, if I get injured one more time, I might have to retire because I've been in rehab more times than I've been on the football pitch.
Well, he's spending more time.
Or he just needs to take a year off or something. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows, right?
He was rumored to be loaned. No, Amorim said I think he rejected a loan move for him this summer to get him some game time, get some minutes to. I think it was the Netherlands. So unless we see him get injured again, and then maybe they try to loan him out somewhere and try and get him some minutes somewhere else. That way we can still buy another centre back and prepare them instead of just having St. Just in the medical team all the time. But it's tough, man. I think it is tough. It's got a big grind on him as well. That I'm injured all the time, and if it is the hamstring again, because I think that is the recurring one, then we're in trouble, and I think he's in trouble too. If it's twisted his ankle, and
that was the most recent one, right? Or the second most recent one was a sprained ankle.
That was the recent one. Yeah, he in the last game he jumped for the ball and he just landed.
It was how he came down.
Kind of unlucky more than anything.
Yeah. So hopefully, knock on wood, that he's going to be back. Hopefully, he plays on. I would like to see him play on Thursday, maybe just to come off the bench. Don't want him starting, but. Like I said, this comment says from Dio, he's great in the change rooms. He was even in one of the videos, he was speaking Portuguese, almost not fluently, but he was communicating with a lot of speaking Portuguese, better Portuguese than me. So
probably better Portuguese than either of us. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not
but,
gonna speak
you know,
for Sam or I'm not gonna speak for Danny and Chris, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
doesn't speak better. He doesn't speak better Portuguese than me. Let me just say that.
But yeah, it does worry me, but I think it's just something we've got to. I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of people have already given up on him, and that's a good thing for St. Just to be like, okay,
100%.
you giving up on me, I'm back now. But and it seems like Amorim loves St. Just as well, so I think he's got that in his favor as well. It just depends.
Exactly.
Like Danny said earlier, if Amorim does leave, is a new manager going to come in and see St. Just and be like, okay, you're fit like 4 games in 2 months, and then you're out for another 2 months, then you're fit for another 4, etc., etc. Then I don't know.
Even for next year, if he can stay healthy, I mean, yes, there's that argument. Let's look to sell him now. Definitely, if there's a market for him there, but if not, if there's no market and he's maybe stayed healthy, he's a perfect Diomande replacement. Because again, Diomande is almost certain to leave, if not in January, which may be likely. Definitely in the summer, So
yeah. What just made me think of it is he reminds me of like Renato Sanchez, because even Jose Mourinho was like he's injured all the time.
That's
shout out Dave, because I saw Turin Giants and I was like, oh, Italy, Renato Sanchez, there we go.
Good shit. But yeah, that's a good point. Like Renato Sanchez, one of the guys. There's a player there when he's healthy. Man, I love Renato Sanchez. He's such a fun player to watch. But he cannot for life. He just had the worst luck. Like as soon as he gets a run of form, just something happens. And he's out for a bit, and I feel bad for him because like there's a player there.
And with Dave in the chat, let me also just say, fuck Roma. Never mind, Dave. I don't fuck with you anymore, bro. Come on. Jose brought Roma to heights they haven't seen in decades, and they fire him.
Mourinho is my goat.
I'll be real. If you watch some Roma games in the last 2 months, you can see why he's.
I have watched.
But I'm gonna be real.
He also has the Saint Just of Italy on his team, Renato Sanchez.
I'll be real though. With against that game against Juventus, Roma should have won that game. They just don't know how to finish their dinner.
I also was
dominated Juve.
I thought it was going to be. I thought they were going to wait another round because they have a relatively okay stretch of games. Like they had their hardest stretch of games the last like month or two, and then they had like 3 games coming up. Where I'm like, that's not a bad schedule. Like I figured they would have given them those 3 games and then wait and see.
I did think they would give the end of the season regardless.
That's what I was going to say. He's in the Europa League. They're in the Europa League.
Yeah, so he's a cup. He's a tournament guy. Everybody knows that. Like at least give him the cup.
Yeah. But it seems like he didn't. I know he got sacked, but like he was. It wasn't like a volatile, typical. Mourinho
it was kind. It felt kind of mute. It felt like when he left Inter, kind of thing. Like it was mute. It was kind of like a mutual.
I feel like it's kind of been slow burn, kind of going shitty for like a year.
You could kind of see it coming.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the players he's got though. Like they gave him Renato Sanches, they gave him Lukaku like right towards the end. Dybala is constantly being rumored gone for whatever reason. Dybala has like a
12 million release clause.
Like what the fuck is that? 12 million for a guy like Dybala? Yeah. You're telling me we can get more for St. Just on his release clause than Dybala?
That's crazy.
Like what's going on over here?
Bro, we get more from a Dan's release clause. Then,
you know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
That's wild.
If I'm a Saudi Arabian president right now,
I'm
buying Dybala.
Yeah,
I think he's just injury prone. I think that's the issue. He's just constantly injured.
For Roma, he's played a lot of games. Bro, Jose Mourinho had to put up with El Shaarawy for the last 3 years.
But he also did loan in. He loaned in Lukaku as well. So it's like some of his
That was a decent striker, man.
Not anymore.
Tammy Abraham's been injured or whatever he's been dealing with. He hasn't been playing.
Yeah, but he's signing all these injury prone players, man. That's what.
It's not him. It's not him. It's Thiago, whatever his name is, from the board.
Oh, okay. 100%. Tammy Abraham was a Mourinho signing.
Tammy Abraham's been a success for Roma. He's just been injured.
Yeah. Lukaku and Renato, I think, with Thiago.
I am intrigued to see where
this Indica guy from Cote d'Ivoire right now, playing alongside Diomande. That's a Mourinho signing, 100%. And
I am intrigued to see where not next though. Like what is his next move hypothetically?
I'm worried.
I don't know if he'll go.
It's Saudi.
Saudi,
It's a Seleção. I mean, Brazil just got a manager, right?
England, I can see actually. If
I could see him waiting this summer and seeing if like a big job like in England opens up.
Hey, let me just throw this out there in the universe. Amorim leaves. Abel Ferreira just signed a new deal.
You're thinking what I'm thinking.
Abel Ferreira would have been my first choice to replace Amorim because he plays with a similar style.
He's gonna say it. He's gonna say it.
The Martians have the laser beam point to Earth.
To the Earth.
Give me Jose Mourinho, baby.
Oh.
Remember when he was linked to Sporting?
He came out and called us a circus because it was 2019.
Were we not a circus?
We were a circus. He told no lies.
He's going to Porto.
It was that interview Varandas did when he was like, Silas wasn't our first choice. It wasn't even our fourth.
It's like, bro, why would you say that?
Imagine.
And we did ask Mourinho, but he said, "Oh, I don't want to come to this."
So Danny,
why are you telling us this?
You think they're going to do what they should have done like 20 years ago and hire Mourinho?
I don't think they would.
Do you know what I think is going to happen?
It'd be hilarious.
And
the press would be amazing. The press conferences would be amazing.
It would be Porto elections.
Even when the team
Andre Villas-Boas is going to promise to bring Jose Mourinho in.
Yeah,
as a replacement.
He's going to pull up Fiorentino Perez. I probably
because obviously he was Mourinho's assistant for quite a while, and obviously they have good connection. So if Andre Villas-Boas could say, "Oh yeah, I'll bring you Mourinho,"
I think that's the move for Mourinho too. Like he has to go to a Porto, Benfica, or Sporting to at least try to win Europa League or something. Right?
I don't know. I still think Saudi's the destination he's going to go, even if for like a year. Like, do you know how Georgie before Saudi went up, he went to Al Hilal,
went to
loads, and then went to Brazil,
and then did Benfica and so on and so forth.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Mourinho in Brazil. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know though. I don't know. His next move is tough, but he overall though he didn't deserve to get give him the end of the season.
I thought they would have given him the end of the season.
They're bringing in Daniel De Rossi. I promise. Listen, when I was a little kid,
before?
Never.
No.
When I was a little kid, I did not like Roma. I didn't like Lazio either. Let me just also put that out there. I didn't like Roma.
We don't like Nazis.
I liked them a little bit because of Mourinho. I'm back to hating on them. I hope nothing but the worst for Roma from here on.
But I'm just saying, Danny, they hired Daniel De Rossi. We hired Ruben Amorim. Bayern Leverkusen hired Xavi Alonso. And,
who knows?
Yeah, but Ruben Amorim came from Braga, and before that, Casapia.
You won't put
Xabi Alonso came from somewhere.
Only 10 games, man. You can't.
We're going. You know what? No. You know what's going to happen?
Those 10 games were enough.
You know, Sporting's going to get. We're going for Besato Ball 3.0, baby. It's happening.
Hey, I just checked. You know who had a big 4-0 win today in Turkey?
Not a clue.
Fernando Santos.
Yeah.
No, God, no, do not put that evil on me.
2 wins out of 2. Legend.
That man terrorized.
Ricardo Quaresma being rumored on his way back, baby. Let's go.
Crimes against football were committed for years by Fernando Santos for Portugal. I don't need to relive that.
Hey, bro, you just.
I had to relive that like once or twice every couple months. I don't need to relive that every week, like twice a week. Like I can't. I'll tap out. I'm sorry, I can't. I refuse.
Yeah. Other than that, I think we can end it there. I don't think we've got anything else to cover unless you guys can think of anything.
There's nothing I can think of, honestly. There's Costa Liga next week, but there's not much to really preview. We'll do probably a post-game show next week. So either be in a jovial mood or a pissed off mood. On dude, this
mate, we're winning the quadruple. Clip it here. We're winning it all. And if it
all right, put that on TikTok. Sam Fonseca, clip from here to here, put it on TikTok and everything.
I love a hot take.
If you see it and it doesn't happen, this is all AI. It doesn't exist, It's fraud or something. I don't know. But yeah, other than that, make sure to follow some of the guys here. You can follow Chris down here for some more flaming roast on the Tamo Olmid, and then Olmid. There you go. That's a good name. Olmid. Just for that, Richard. I'm not putting yours up there.
That's fine. I'll go shit.
No, joking. Make sure you follow Richard there. Follow Danny there as well, and you can follow me there as well. But most importantly, make sure you follow all things Alvalade, social media platforms and podcast platforms. We're pretty much everywhere where you can find us. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Peace.